Holly with woodlandshits.com, and I have Kim Hess, president of Cassidy Joined for Hope, a 501c3 here in the Woodlands. How are you, Kim?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. So tell me about your organization, your mission. It's very touching, so I wanted to hear it from you.
Well, thank you very much for having me here and allowing me the opportunity to speak about it. It is a very important foundational and very important topic, suicide. Something
Yes.
that people don't want to openly talk about. December 20th, 2015, our world as we knew it came to a stop. That was the day that we lost our oldest child, Cassidy. She was 16 years old, to suicide. Cassidy didn't fit the typical mold of what you would think a suicide victim would look like. She wasn't unhappy, she wasn't depressed, she wasn't being bullied, she was in fact just the opposite of that. She was a very happy child. She was popular, she was a varsity cheerleader at College Park High School. She was very plugged into her church and her youth group. She had a very strong faith, strong core group of friends who were great people. She could have gone to anyone and let them know that she was having problems, but she didn't. She just kept silent. Mm-hmm. And so that day came as a complete shock to us, and like I said, our world as we knew it came to an end that day. And so after that, we just felt if it could happen to Cassidy, if it could happen to our family, it could happen to anybody. Mm-hmm. Because like I said, she showed no signs. Shortly after that, in May of 2016, I was given the opportunity to talk at a community-wide awareness event about this topic and to give my story. And I was very hesitant to do so at the time, but I'm very glad I did, because it opened up the conversation. It broke the silence mm-hmm. about suicide in our community. That year, 2015, we lost 6 CISD students, either school or recently graduated, to suicide. Mm-hmm. 6 within 1 year. I mean, it was scary. We felt, it was an epidemic. It was a silent epidemic, just taking our babies. And so we as a community decided we have to do something about it. We can't just swipe it under the rug and not talk about it. So we came out, opened the conversation, broke the silence, and allowed people to do exactly that, to talk about it. Mm-hmm. I mean, mental health is just as important to talk about as cancer or any other illness. I totally agree with you. And the more we open up and start these conversations, the more lives we can save. Mm-hmm. And so basically that's the reason why the foundation was started. Mm-hmm. This Cassidy Joined for Hope. We want to continue conversations about awareness so that we can prevent. I mean, suicide is 100% preventable. We just need to know where to send people. There's so many resources right here in our own community that people just don't know where to go sometimes. Sure. And then the worst thing is people just feel like they're alone, and they're alone. They're the only ones who have these feelings of hopelessness or depression or thoughts of suicide, when in fact they're not. So many people are feeling this way. They're just not. They're just suffering in silence. So we want to spread it as a community, partner with churches and public leaders, and get it through the school system. And so we were lucky enough to do exactly that. We started our first Join for Hope club at College Park High School. That's the high school that Cassidy went to, and it's called Cavs Join for Hope. Cavs are the Cavaliers. Mm-hmm. And it's a student-led school club focused on teen suicide awareness and prevention. And this club did such a phenomenal job last year of getting the message through the schools. And so it's working. We haven't had another suicide in CIC, to my knowledge, within this past year, which is, outstanding.
Absolutely. Well, you're doing something right.
I hope so. I don't want to be in this position, but I am, and I'm gonna do everything I can to make a difference.
And I see that. I definitely see that. You're using this tool that you're given to do good in the community and try to raise awareness, and I commend you for that.
Well, thank you, and I commend all of the other leaders, the churches, the schools, for also recognizing this and allowing us to talk about it. Mm-hmm. Because for way too long it's just been kept silent. Mm-hmm. And no one's going to heal. We're not going to save any lives if we don't talk about it.
I agree completely. So again, this is Kim Hess, president of Cassidy Joined for Hope, 501c3 here in the Woodlands, and you actually have been selected. We also have Lauren Combs, the president of the Woodlands Art League, here in the studio. How are you, Lauren?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for having me.
Of course.
It's a great opportunity.
Yes, and so you guys actually selected Cassidy Joined for Hope to be the nonprofit charity partner of the upcoming Woodlands Waterway Art Festival.
Yes, several of our members have daughters and sons who are slightly younger than Cassidy was, and that year, the terrible year, terrified them. And when you started your organization, they felt that this was an opportunity for us to be able to reach out and do something through the expressive visual arts, and help you reach out to kids. And this is something we do every year with different charities, and a lot of them remain our partners for years and years. As they reach out to our members, we try to reach out to more other causes, and so we have more connections in the community for the healing that art can bring.
And we were just chatting offline about how art is very therapeutic.
Yes, and I mean, not just for this particular cause, or not just for this particular age,
Of course.
especially for this cause,
Right.
this particular age, but for across the board, across the lifespan, that it can just help you heal your internal turmoils, give you a sense of purpose and expression that you can't really get any other way. Art, dance, music, something that comes from the subconscious without words, without an external filter or an editor that says, no, you can't say that. Because in art, you can say that.
That's right.
Without judgment, too.
Absolutely.
Exactly. The only judgment, and it won't hurt you, and you will never rip open something that is dark and terrifying, because art protects you from that. So
I hadn't thought of it like
your
that.
subconscious will protect you from, you will reveal, and if you draw or paint something, maybe years later you'll say, oh, that's what I was thinking, but you didn't necessarily connect with it. I mean, this has happened to me.
Sure.
I mentioned having problems as a teen that no one knew about. I was a high achiever, and but in a very dark place, and I would go paint, and sometimes look at my old paintings and think, oh, I remember that time. That's what that is. I never knew why I painted it that color. I never knew why I was just so intense about painting that one particular subject, and this is what it says to me now, probably what it said to me then, but I couldn't deal with it. It was frightening, so I just painted it instead.
Well, and it
And was
seems
really
like this
interesting,
is just a great fluid collaboration here, with
Absolutely.
Cassidy Joined for Hope. So I think this is going to be the beginning of a wonderful friendship.
I think what we see a lot with the nonprofits, as we make more connections between nonprofits, is that the community is very fluid.
Yes.
That it's so universal in all our experiences, and that's one of the things that make us vulnerable to the pain, because you do think you're alone. You think you're the only ones with these thoughts, the only ones who have ever had to face up to a difficult time in your life, and when you realize that, everyone does it. That's normal. You're okay.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be feeling like that. You're 15.
Right.
Right.
It's and you expect it. You can, as we said about the bullying, you can arm yourself.
Right.
So I wanted just briefly talk about Woodlands Art League really quickly. Tell us what you guys do over at the Woodlands Art League.
We are also a 501(c) nonprofit. We have been in the Woodlands since 1980. They started as a very small group. I believe they met in a church talking about art. And they moved to having more structured meetings so they could bring artists in from other communities and from other states to do workshops. Usually if you want to go forward in your art, you learn by going to workshops. Art school can only bring you so far.
Sure.
And if you didn't go to art school and you're a second chance or a second career artist, then you don't have even that much. So you go to workshops to artists you admire, and you learn techniques. And when you go someplace for these, not only is it the cost of the workshop, but it's the hotel and the food, and then you have to take time off work. So what local art leagues do for their members is they bring the artists in. It is one of their primary things. They take up a kitty and they have workshops. But then they start, as they get more local artists with talents, and there's some in every community, they give classes. So we give classes. We're dedicated, to education. And what we also do besides the classes and workshops, which are more formal, if you can call them that, part of our organization, we are actually teaching people who may become workshop instructors, may become
That's
and
interesting.
have a business of their own to do art. We're teaching them how to present their art, how to hang in a gallery, how to enter shows, how to run a class, structure a class, how to get over their fear of painting in public or speaking in public. And so we're actually a cradle for artists who, it's a very difficult, lonely road if you to be an artist in a very high-tech world. And
Yeah,
you know,
I could see that.
and to have another group that you can just, when you walk in the room, we understand you. You don't even have to talk about anything. We just know we're all the same people.
Right.
And so we're a cradle. We have slightly over 200 members right now.
Wow.
Our members have changed. The demographics are changing as the community changes and evolves. So the Art League itself goes through various transitions. They started out as the group with mainly workshops. Then they had a gallery when that was appropriate for them. Then we went without a gallery for a while and did more community outreach. We're still keeping that. And now we have a workspace studio in which to give our workshops and classes and to have community art events.
So if somebody wanted to get more information about the Woodlands Art League, where would they go?
They would go to our website, which is www.woodlandsartleague.org, and they can get everything they want there. My name and email are all over. I answer every email. I can't say I answer every phone call because I'm getting a little deaf apparently. And I lose my phone a lot. It's usually, it might be under a canvas or under a pile of laundry, you never know. And so, but texting, I usually grab it long enough to answer text. Right?
Okay, perfect.
And my information is right there on the website. Nothing's hidden on me. And we also have a Facebook page, the Woodlands Art League Gallery Online.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much. And I want to go back to you, Kim. If people want to get more information about your organization, Cassidy Joined for Hope, where would they go for that information?
To our website, www.CassidyJoinedForHope.com. And we're currently restructuring our website, so it will be kind of under construction for a little, so just bear with us for probably the next week. But also at the booth, at the tent at the Woodlands Waterway Arts Festival, we will have some some information, some take-home information, business cards, 5x7.
Are you going to be in the info booth?
I can be.
Okay.
Yeah, I will be kind of back and forth all weekend.
We'll be right up front.
And,
So
awesome. Yeah, and I can leave information with you.
yes, you can. I'd be happy to share that information.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then we did mention a little bit offline that you kind of have some events coming up in 2017 that are kind of in the works. So I'm really excited to get involved with those. So just let us know when you guys get those solidified, and we'd be happy to help.
Absolutely. One fun event that is a community-wide event that I think all the kids look forward to is it's going to be our annual Kick Fest, which is just a big community-wide kickball tournament held at the Alderbridge Sports Park. And last year it was our first event, of course, and we just planned it thinking we'd have just a few teams show up and spread awareness and just promote our organization. We had over 500 participants.
Oh my gosh.
And over 45 teams. I mean, from junior high age all the way up to adult leagues. Montgomery County Youth Services had a team.
Nice.
Churches had teams put together. We had a team come in from Austin. It was amazing. And so
wow.
it was a huge event. And so it just solidified the fact that our community is, as a whole, wants to do something about this.
Yes.
So, and we're partnering with our church, and we're in the planning stages of a community-wide speaking event, bringing in some speakers on this topic and some other taboo topics that our community doesn't want to talk about, but things that need to be talked about. So, our foundation will help sponsor speaking events. We want to look into more training opportunities for educators, parents.
That's brilliant.
Other leaders. you know, a lot of people just don't know the signs to look for. And then if they do recognize the signs, they don't know what to do about it, what not to do, what to say, what not to say, and where to go, resources, you know. So we're trying to just put all of this together so someone knows where to go.
Well, I think it's brilliant.
Thank
So
you.
kudos to you and your team for doing all that they do in the community. And I'm looking forward to getting more involved with you guys as well. So
Wonderful.
thank you, ladies, so much for coming in. And
Wonderful. Thank
yes,
you.
of course. And I'm looking forward to an awesome 2017. So
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thank you.